Every member of my family fights this fight.
Well, hello, sexy monkeys. Welcome back to SkyGeneYouTube Experience. I am Ben. I'm going to be talking about Season 1 of Mayor of Kingstown. Wow. Keep your kids away from this show, guys. Holy shit. It is severely hard to watch. Not severely, but kids are not supposed to watch this. I guarantee. No. If you like prison riots, SWAT raids, police corruption, city corruption by city officials, you got the inside look of how the Crips are, they deal with what they do. You have an inside look on the Aryan Brotherhood. And this is all outside and inside of prison. And you also have a little insight of the Latino group outside and inside of prison. This town of Kingston has, I believe, 7 prisons in a 20-mile radius. This town, you have your life is evolved around the prison in some way, which or form. Either you're in the prison as a prisoner, you work in the prison as a correction officer, or you could be a civilian worker like a teacher, janitor, something along those lines. But also someone in the prison. And the fact that what's going on in the prison is starting to affect outside the prison. So just a typical bystander, you can get in the crossfire with this. But overall, there's 10 episodes on this, and there's a season 2 coming out next year, February 2nd, I believe. I cannot wait to watch it. This whole season was just nonstop go, 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 leading up to the very final episode, which was a prison riot. I've never seen a prison riot like this before. It is ruthless. A lot of people die. But essentially, you're thinking of the mayor of Kingstown. What is his role? What does he do? He's officially like the liaison for the town. He's a prisoner advocate, and he's also a criminal informant, a CI. Essentially, he keeps the peace between all different gangs outside the prison and inside the prison, because he has connections on the prison itself. For example, correction officer's name Ed. He's like the third in chain of command. He can lock the shit down if he wants to lock down. He can do whatever he wants to do, so to speak. So, I'll give you an example. If the Cribs want something done, they'll make a trade for him. Like, all right, if you do this for us, the corrections officers, we'll let you do this. So it could be like, one example, episode 3. The city itself of Kingston wanted to pretty much kill this guy, this meth head. This meth head killed accidentally his own kid by blowing up his meth lab accidentally. So the whole town wants this guy dead. And they figure the best way to do it is by putting him into prison itself and let the inmates take care of it. It's kind of easier to look, the other direction when you're in prison. Compared on the streets, you have more eyes, looking into it. So they send this guy to prison, and essentially the town, and the mayor is the one that comes up with this deal. It's like, look, blacks, Latinos, and whites, if you guys all kill this guy in prison, we'll give you favors. We'll give you, some drugs you want to bring to prison, whatever. We'll be lenient. So they do that. And in doing so, the blacks, the whites, and the Latinos now own, the corrections officers. And that's what leads up to the prison riot at the very end, because it's a huge buildup of people want what they want, and the corrections officers like, nope, you've asked too much, and now we're going to show you our power. And it's just a power struggle of measuring dicks in this movie. But it is dope. It's like, so in Yellowstone, so Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone, he has his foot in this. He's directed 2 episodes. He created the story. Well, he didn't come up with the story. Someone else did. But he wrote it out. He's huge play in this. And you can tell when you watch a Taylor Sheridan movie or TV series, it has all these elements into it. And Yellowstone, you see it all day in this. I did love the color pattern throughout this whole movie. It's definitely blue, black, gray, and white. There's no colors. There, you won't find a bright fucking color. Rarely you might see red, yellow. That just shows you that this whole series, they're setting that color up to set the tone, set the atmosphere. It's dark. It's not, there's no bright futures of all these people, and a lot of people get killed throughout this fucking series. It's amazing. I love police corruption, watching all that, and like just the cops bending the rules so they can get their answers. Where it's just, that's the way I like seeing shit in movies. It's fucking amazing. So the mayor, played by Jeremy Renner, he's one of three brothers. Their mother, Miriam, she's a teacher in the correction system, and like almost every episode she does this history speech, and it just draws you, and it draws me in every single time. It's amazing how she can just do these historical speeches, mostly about Native Americans and slaves, like the real rough topics to talk about in history, and she just digs right into it, and it draws you in as an audience. Speaking of that, like Bunny, he's the leader of the Crips. All he does is sit out front in his yard and does what he does. He draws me in every time. There's a few episodes at the very end, Jeremy Renner, the mayor, and Bunny, they will sit there and just, you get to see that even though he's the leader of the Crips and he's in gangs, he's still human. He's curious about this just like any other person. For example, stars. They're sitting there, they're talking about constellations, stars, just like any other person. You actually get to see a different side of that, and I enjoy that. One thing I did not enjoy, it was tough to watch, I would say, was the dark side of the Aryan Brotherhoods, so to speak. So there's this female named Iris that is kind of like a hooker, so to speak. She has sex with like judges and senators to get blackmail. And if you've seen this, you're gonna know where I'm going with this. But pretty much, she's just given off to the whites, the Aryan Brotherhoods, and they do not treat her good at all. Whew. That was tough to watch. That, you guys know what I mean. I won't dig much into it. But damn, every episode you just weren't sure where you're gonna go with this. But I love how I've never really seen anything like this before. It's definitely a lot of Law and Order, but like mixed with Sicario, because Sicario is directed by Taylor Sheridan. It really did remind me of a lot of Sicario, but like in the prison system. And with this being a prison TV show, you get so much prison lingo that you don't get anywhere else. Because I enjoy listening to that stuff. It's English, but you still don't understand what the fuck they're saying. It's like going to a hospital and listening to the doctors and nurses talk medical lingo. I enjoy that. If you enjoy shit like that, you'll get that with the prison system in this. It's amazing. The acting throughout this whole season 1, phenomenal. You got a lot of faces you do recognize from previous movies of whatever movie, but you'll see him like, I know that face, but there's not a bad actor in this at all. The cinematography is sharp. It really is. It's solid. From start to finish, you gain multiple SWAT raids, and like I said, the prison riot at the end. Wow, it's hard to beat that prison riot. Throughout the season, you get to see the prison, like how they do process of like, if you're gonna go do an interview in a prison, you watch step by step how they do that. Same with like a prison transport, and just how a civilian would check into work. You get to see all of that really throughout this, and that's really cool to see that. Just stuff that it definitely remind me. I'm gonna take a drink before I say this. It'll definitely make you not ever want to work in a prison ever again. Yeah, we have Animals of Penitentium like 40 minutes away. I'll pass on that. I will pass. And actually, 2 people got fucking killed there 2 years ago. 2 inmates tried to escape. They killed a correction officer and a nurse by pretty much taking a hammer to the head. So, yeah, and in this, you get a lot of prison deaths, like shanks, and you also deal with the women's system. I near the end of the season, they dig really into it, and they show you that the women are just as fucking dangerous as the men are. Like, they can be monsters, where the point is, they will kill a correction officer. And it's fucking amazing how they do this one female, prisoner in this male guard, and how they can just change the narrative is, you have to watch that. Will not give up. But if you know what I'm talking about, that shit was I didn't see it coming at all. I thought the ending was phenomenal. Not just the prison riot itself, but just how they end with Kyle McLusky, the younger brother of the mayor, Mike McLusky, the mayor, and his younger brother Kyle McLusky. When they walk out and they see the mother, and they kind of almost end it on that note, but it ends on, the mayor and Iris back in his cabin, and Milo, which is the leader of the whites, kind of like the biggest dog in the prison when it comes to like criminal status. He escaped at the fucking end. He just kind of walked out, like hidden in plain sight. Very clever. And so it definitely sets up season 2 to where there's going to be this huge mess you got to clean up. We still got Bunny on the outside, and Milo is now escaped. And wow. And the question of the younger brother, Kyle McLusky, was he's having a kid on the way. His wife's, midway prego, 3-4 months, and he's offered a job out of town. So the question is his younger brother going to leave, or is his younger brother going to stay? And what are they going to do with Iris? Really, and then Milo. I cannot wait for season 2, because you can go a long ways with this, but I love this shit. It was solid as fuck. For a SkyGene score, I'm thinking, between 7.5 and 8 out of 10. I really want to give it more, but I'm thinking of 7.5. And that's still high if you guys understand my ratings, 7.5 is pretty good. Especially for a TV series. 7.5 for a SkyGene score. Alright, Sexy Monkeys, I'm curious what you guys thought of this TV series. What parts did you like about this? What part didn't you not? There are maybe I would say a small handful of things I didn't like about this, but I'm being nitpicky. The more I think about this, the more I want to change it to an 8 out of 10, but I need to see season 2 and see how they go from there. Because sometimes you have a great season 1 and then it just kind of tanks. I don't know. It all comes back to who's coming back, the crew-wise and director and blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to be great, season 2, I really do. So I'm excited. Again, season 2 comes out February 2nd next year, I believe. That's what I have down on my calendar. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. All right, Sexy Monkeys. That's it for season 1 of Mayor of Kingstown. I will see you guys in February when it comes to this shit again, because there's really nothing else to talk about. When I get when the trailer does drop for season 2, I'll do a trailer reaction. I'll do my thoughts about that. Even if, right now we haven't really got any news on who big names are going to be in the season 2 yet. So I might have a few updates here and there, but not much. So, all right, Sexy Monkeys. I hope you guys have a good 4th. Today's the 4th of July. I hung out with my brother this morning. We did some food, and now I got to go work the next few days. So, all right, Sexy Monkeys. I will see you guys next time.